Money does not come from effort. It comes down to your relationship with money and how you are holding yourself back. You are in a relationship with money, and you may want to get out a pen and a paper because I am bringing you some wisdom drops this morning. You are in a relationship with money forever. And for some of you, that's like super exciting. And for others, you're like, oh crap, I'm in a relationship forever. And it's not going the way I want it. So I got to do something about that. Yeah, you do. You got to do something about it because you will be in a relationship with money forever. And just like any relationship, it actually has to be nurtured in order for it to be fulfilling, sustainable, and something that feels like there's some reciprocity in it, right? It has to be nurtured. So I want you to really get your arms around this idea. A lot of times we don't think that we're in a relationship with money. It feels like it's something that's separate, that's outside of us, that's sort of this like inanimate object that how could we be in relationship with it? I really want you to think about being in relationship with money. Because money, if you think about it, money flows to people who prioritize it. You guys, you may want to write this down. Money flows to people who prioritize it. And what I mean by that is that there is an energetic relationship between you and prosperity, right? And so if you are sitting there telling yourself, oh, money doesn't matter, or it's not that important, or I don't really care about that, then I want you to shift that for a moment and imagine that somebody were to say those same words about you. You probably wouldn't really want to stick around in that relationship, would you, right? If somebody was saying, that it doesn't really matter, and I don't really care about that person, or that person's not that important, right? You wouldn't be hanging around. And so I want you to think about money this way. Money, you are in a relationship with money. Right? You are in an there's an energetic relationship between you and the prosperity that you are receiving. And so we're going to get back to this concept of money and effort, but it's really important that we lay this groundwork, because when we can get to the point of realizing that we are in a relationship with money and that this relationship really requires us and deserves being nurtured, that's when things can shift, right? Money is an incredibly powerful energy, you guys. And last week during our live segment, we talked about redefining abundance, right? And we talked about this idea that, money is such a powerful energy. And so when we can actually recognize that our abundance is a choice, right? That creating a prosperity consciousness is a mindset, then the energy of money does not have power over us, right? Because when we're into choice about how we perceive it, where we can really look for the places in our lives where there's already more than enough, right? Where we're already standing in a place of abundance, where, money has possibly supported us, right? Where money has brought us good things. A big part of one of my gifts with women is really teaching them how to harness the power of money, right? It's what I'm up to in this world. It's why that there are so many women who are in this side of this free group, who've been inside of my money mastery group, who have, literally taken themselves from never being able to earn six figures to being, multiple six-figure earners. Collectively, the women who have gone through this work with me and who do this work with me, they have earned, they have produced and created hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars at this point, because they have transformed their relationship with money. And so one of my big gifts is really teaching women how to harness this power of money, right? How to allow themselves to accept money and receive money with grace and ease and flow as really an indication and as a being in service to the impact that they are here to create in this world, right? To allow money to work for them and with them, right? To do their good work in the world. So let's talk about it. Money doesn't come from effort. How many of you out there, I want to know on like a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? 10 being like, I'm busting it out. I am working so hard. There's no way I could even work any harder. To 1, I'm just kind of over here relaxing and I'm not putting much effort in. But I want you to tell me, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10, really feeling like you have just been like overexerting yourself, and, how much effort are you putting in on that scale to earn the money? I want to know. So put it into the comments right now, start typing that in. Here's the deal. I'm going to assume that you are not a stranger to putting in the hard work, right? And putting all that effort in. But if it was just about the effort, then you would already have reached all of your financial goals, right? And you would already be hitting, those max months that you're looking for. And someone here is saying used to be a 10, somewhere around a 6 now, and getting better, sort of like easing off and allowing a little bit more flow. And that's a big part of what this work is. So here's the deal. Nobody taught you that making money can actually be easy. And that allowing abundance can actually be simple. Right. So I want to say that again. Nobody taught you that making money can be easy, or that allowing an abundance can be simple, because what happens is, we live in this like hustle and grind culture where working 24/7 is really seen as a badge of honor. And we measure our worth and our enoughness based on our productivity. Right. And so we just think if we just work a little harder, we can make a little bit more money, and maybe we'll finally be worthy of it. And I've got to prove my enoughness, right? I got to earn it. And there's, those maxims even across our culture that say, no pain, no gain, right? All of this. And so somebody is saying they're really ready to allow and receive. Yes, you are ready to allow and receive. And I want to be really clear about this, because this is super, super important. If money only came from effort, we would see that some of the hardest working people in the world were the most wealthiest, right? And you and I both know that there are many, many examples out there of people who are busting it, who are working 2 or 3 jobs, and they are barely making ends meet. There are also, conversely, on the flip side, there are people who are really enjoying their lives. They're taking incredible vacations. They may be working hard, but they're not working to the point of exhaustion and burnout, and they're being compensated massively for that. Right? And so if it were just about hard work, neither of those examples would be possible, right? So money does not just come from effort. There is something called the universal law of action, which, basically states that yes, you do have to put work into it. There is some effort that's required, but there's a distinction here between, working yourself to the bone and to the point of exhaustion, where you're never really in the flow and receiving. You're just kind of like in a super masculine, grinding it, pushing it, forcing it into place, versus allowing in that feminine energy of allowing and letting it in and receiving and really matching up to it. And this is the distinction that I want to make, and that I really want to get clear about, because this is so, so important. Money does not come from effort. It comes down to your relationship with money and how you are holding yourself back. It's not about what you do or what industry you're in or the work that you're up to in the world. It has nothing to do with that. It's about the relationship that you are holding with money. So going back to what we said at the very, very beginning, you are in a relationship with money forever. And your relationship with money is one that is like requires you to nurture it, right? So it actually has to matter to you. It has to be a priority to you, because there is an energetic exchange that's happening between you and your relationship with money and prosperity. And in order to be a vibrational match for it, right, in order to allow it in with more ease, you have to be in a place of really feeling good about money. Believing you deserve money, feeling worthy of money, feeling like your products or services or, the work that you do in the world is worth being massively compensated. So I want you to just notice, what's coming up for you as I'm saying all of this information, because it's really different information. And this is not what the world teaches us, right? Money does not come from people or things. Money comes from source, right? It's an energetic it's part of sort of the energy, right? And it's a currency that's flowing, and it flows through people, and it flows, through opportunities or institutions to us when we match up to it. What's the shift that's going to take you onto that path of least resistance, right? What's the shift that is going to up level your mindset and actually create room? Because what happens is, most of us we're not in total alignment, right? We are saying one thing about what it is that we want, but we're thinking something different, or we might even be actually, emotionally feeling something different. And so we're not actually like in alignment around what's possible for us, right? We get all sorts of head trash that comes up, right? Our subconscious blueprint, the thermostat that we hold around money and abundance and what's possible for ourselves, maybe is set to 65 and we're looking for a toasty 80, right? And so we got to create that balance. We got to like level up so that we can feel the warmth and the flow, right, of that abundance. So, what is it? A lot of times what happens is that we have adopted all of these money beliefs. We have adopted the stories of our parents or our grandparents or, our teachers or the people who are important in our lives. And we don't even realize that we're doing that. But what's happening is that those subconscious beliefs are filtering through and they're impacting our experience. They're impacting our experience of abundance. They're impacting, what we think is possible for us to create. And there's those hidden beliefs are impacting our choices. And so we're often doing things. We have habits of behaviors. We have, tendencies of, to either do certain things or not do certain things that end up sabotaging our success.